Hi, how are you? Long time no see, and I have a story for you later. But for now, you want to do a project with me? Has to do with this beautiful, beautiful nightgown. Here, I'm going to put it on. I hope it fits. Isn't this gorgeous? It's everything I ever wanted in a nightgown. But I did not buy this for the nightgown ability. I bought this for the material. Isn't it cute? Isn't it precious? So, I was thinking, I want to make something for the booth, and I think that you guys would like to learn how to make this too. Let's get started. My daughter and I decided to go to the Galleria and shop at Free People just to see what they have. Their clothes are interesting, fun. Some of them I can get into, some of them are just kind of way out there. Anyway, we went to Free People at the Galleria. Me being more open to how the environment looks, I was looking at their hangers. I know, it's crazy. But they had the cutest hangers for all their clothes. Not all of them, some of them were on a different kind of display, but the hangers were so cute. So I took my happy little bottom to IKEA and I got a package of wooden hangers. I actually got 3 packages of wooden hangers. 1, 2, and a third one I already opened. And then I went to Walmart and I got some napkins. Then I went to the Savers and I got some material and a pillowcase. Well, I got a nightgown and a pillowcase, all to use for this project. So if you want to see how to turn in one of these like plain old Jane wooden hangers, which are kind of cute in of itself, very minimalist, very structural sound, it's cute, but we can turn this hanger into something that looks like these hangers. Oh, my dress. Gotta hike it up. Good thing I have pants on. Don't want to flash anybody. That would be a fun time. We are going to make a couple of hangers a couple of different ways. Now the hangers that I saw at Free People, those happened to be with material and they were sewed on. So I do want to try to make a version of that as well. The tissue method is far more easier than the paper method one, just because this is thicker and this is more loosey-goosey. The fabric, I've not ever done it before, so we're going to make this fabric hanger together. What you'll need is a cat on your lap. It's a necessity. We all know he wants to go to the wedding. I keep telling him he can't go to the wedding, but he really wants to go to the wedding. So he is going to try to hang around as much as possible so maybe he could squeak into the wedding without us even knowing. I think that's what his ploy. He hasn't really told me his secret yet. Pretty sure that's the secret. You're going to need Mod Podge. Of course you're going to need hangers. You're going to need Mod Podge of whatever luster you want. I'm using the gloss. Why? That's what I have on hand. You can use whatever you want. Gloss, satin, matte, whichever one you have on hand. Just just use it. It's basically glue to glue the paper down on. So whatever kind of Mod Podge you want, you have that. All right, so let's see. The other ones I used the glossy. So for this hanger, I just used the glossy on it. Looks good. Let's try satin on this one. I'm gonna shake it up. This stuff has a really specific smell to it, that's for sure. All right, let's start. I'm gonna flip the hanger upside down. There you go. We're gonna smother it. Smother, smother, smother. Just gonna slap it on. So, let me tell you a story. You want to hear a story? I'm sure you do. This is an exciting story. So one day, while this mom was working, she happens to be a nurse, and she was at the hospital working her 12-hour shift, and she receives a call from her son, and her son said that he decided to fall down the stairs. Not that he decided to fall down the stairs, but that he fell down the stairs. So being a nurse, naturally, you can't leave the hospital at all. Once you're in your shift, it is very hard for you to leave your patients and go do your family stuff and take care of your family. So the husband had to go and take the son to the urgent care, and sure enough, he broke his ankle. And so this mom, who was a nurse, got off of work finally to go home to be with her children, and has been taking care of her sweet baby ever since. But you would think the story stops there. Oh no, it doesn't. That same sweet nurse, who I'm not going to mention names, was working again, and she gets a call. Her brother fell off a ladder. So, being a loving sister she is, she went and helped her brother. Then, again, same sweet lady was at work again, and she gets a call. The house that her brother was at caught on fire. Again, being at work, you can't leave. So the nurse's husband had to go and take care of a lot of family stuff. So, in other words, that is where I have been these last couple of weeks. So if I have been missing in action, you all know why now. It's not that I don't love you and I don't like doing this, nor I love, love, love doing videos, and I love doing projects with you. So this is all you do right here. All right, let's do this side. The hardest part is to put it down. Let it dry. Yep, that's all you do. You're going to let it dry. If you were to Mod Podge over this right now, because eventually we are going to put another coat on it, if you were to do it right now, it would just rip again. So put it away, let it dry. Just make sure that all the spots that you put the Mod Podge on is covered. Okay, so while that one's drying, we are going to work on hanger number 2. Now hanger number 2, or version number 2, it's just the same process, but it's heavier paper. And it being heavier paper, you got to kind of work with it a little bit more. It's a little bit more stiffer. If you don't have that, wallpaper, if you have wallpaper, or wrapping paper, if you have wrapping paper, that will work just as fine. It's pretty thick. So we're just going to use this paper here. So I take my bare wood hanger, and I take my pencil and I just kind of outline it. You're going to do back and front. And then you just cut it out. I'm going to save all these little pieces because they do come in handy, and you'll see why here in a second. Okay, so once you have the front and a back piece for the hanger, we're going to do the sides. So the sides and undersides are a little bit different. We're going to cut out strips, but we're going to make them a little bit longer than this width here. We're going to cut strips for here. We're just going to measure the width, which it looks like it's about 1/2 inch. I want to make my paper a little bit longer so I can wrap it over the edges here. So I'm going to cut my paper into 3/4 of an inch width. So I'm just going to cut strips of paper 3/4 of an inch. Okay, using Mod Podge, a brush, and our strips. We're going to put it all together. But the whole secret to this is putting the top on first, or these strips on first. Slather it with the Mod Podge. Mod Podge. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. There you go. Just lay it down. Top part. Smush down. Smush, smush, smush. And then bend it to go around the hanger. Mash it down and have it go around the edge of the hanger. I find Mod Podge actually dries somewhat fast to the point where it will hold it in place and I can move on to the next little piece. And so like little pieces here that aren't adhered down, you just take your Mod Podge, put some extra glue down, and it'll stay. Oh, hi. It's the next day. Sorry. You know what? I'll put this on. Nobody will ever know. They won't ever know that it's the next day. Here, come on, let's get our Laura Ingalls dress on. Oh my Yeah, where's the hole? Where's the front? Oh my God, how did somebody wear this? Okay. Anxiety, anxiety. All right, let's put it on. Struggle surreal. See, nobody will ever know it's the next day. Except for you, because I just told you. Anyway, this shirt, where did I get it? I got it thrifting. It used to be a turtleneck, but then the turtleneck was really tight and I didn't like it, so I took the turtleneck off. And now it's a cute shirt with cute little ribbon details on the wrist that I'm probably going to tuck in. So it's the next day. This pretty much has dried. The edges has dried. So now we are going to put the top part on. We're going to do it the exact same way. Mod Podge. Stuck on. And we're going to let this one dry. Now, do you remember this hanger from yesterday where we just put the napkin on and we just kind of left it, all the little pieces? Now, here's the time once it's all dried. Now we get to just rip off all the napkin. And it's okay if there's a little bit that rips off that's on the wood part. We're gonna fix it here in a second. Now with Mod Podge, I'm just using the satin. You can use gloss, you can use matte, you can use the same stuff that you used. It's okay. You can also use a top coat, like General Finishes. You can do that if you want. I'm just using this because this is what I have on hand. And you're just gonna go over the top. Now, if you would have done this yesterday when it was all wet, it would have just been a little, it would work. It's just a little bit harder to do because everything is wet and it doesn't lay down as nicely. And every time I found that I did it, when I did this top coat process, every time I did it when it was wet, it was kind of tearing the paper. So this way, everything's nice and dried and everything is laying down and I'm not ripping the paper as I'm going over it with the brush. Okay, when you are all satisfied with the top coat and everything is all smashed down and top coat is everywhere, let it dry. It's as simple as that. And it's actually fast. It is drying as we speak. And believe it or not, this one is dry to the touch. Now we can top coat this one as well, and then they can both sit there and dry, hang dry. No pun intended. Actually, pun intended. Okay, so what's next on the chopping block is to make the fabric covered hanger. So the fabric hanger is what I saw at Free People. So I did get a very, very cute pillowcase that I really don't want to cut into, but I am because I love the cute little designs and this sweet little house gown. Now, I've kind of already started. I don't know how this is going to turn out, so we're going to see how this turns out together. It's an idea in my head that I need to get out into the universe and to do. And if it works, it is going to be so cute because it's so cute in my head. But if it's not cute, well then we'll know it doesn't work and we'll chalk it up to lesson learned. How about that? Here's the hanger. Here's the sewn edge of the pillowcase right here. We're just going to use that to our favor. Why not? This is, remember, a 1/2 inch right here, and we need an edge to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out a whole 1/2 inch, knowing that it's going to give me a 1/4 inch to turn around, to turn it in when I whip stitch it, when I sew it. So we're just going to give ourselves a 1/2 inch, and we're cutting this on the fold. So remember, this is the edge here, and I'm going to cut a 2-ply. So you guys will see what I'm talking about. Just connect the dots. There we go. It doesn't have to be spot on perfect by any means. Since this may fray, I'm going to use these pinking shears. They have sawtooth edges, and it helps for the material not to fray. You can always use Fray No More, or you can actually go around it with glue or Mod Podge, like Elmer's glue or Mod Podge, and that helps seal those edges in. So we're just gonna cut our marks. This is what you're left with. There is that seam that was originally sewn in the pillowcase, and here is our cut out part of our hanger. Let's see. Fold it, put our hanger right in the middle, and bring it up. Yes, that is going to fit nicely. All right, now we are just going to sew this together nice and tight. You could machine stitch it all the way around and just leave an area for the hanger to pop in. I am just going to sew it by hand. Okay, so when you are all done sewing around the hanger, and I just did a simple stitch and in and out stitch right here. See, can you see it? Just a simple in and out stitch. Now we're gonna do, you can keep it like this. This is so cute. This is a shabby chic kind of effect. You all know how I feel about raw edges. I love them. Love, love, love them. And this hanger, just like this, is adorable. This will work. It's beautiful. But I am going to do something called a French seam. And I love French seams. I think they kind of make it a little bit more elevated. Typically when I sew, most of the times I do a French seam. It just is really cute. Basically, we're gonna take this and we're gonna trim it up. Only one side. We're gonna keep one side long, trim up one side. And again, I'm just using my pinking shears, trying to trim it close to where we sewed. So you're going to take the big edge here and you're going to fold it in half once, and then you're going to fold it in half again. Okay, so once you have it all tucked
folded under once and then folded over again and pinned, you're going to take your needle and thread, and I start from the edge. You can start anywhere you want, but basically you're going to pick up this edge here on the fold, come out, come out on the other side, pull your thread through, and then go to the bottom side. Come up and capture the fold, just like that. Come on out. And there you go. I'm going to do this and I'll come back in and I'll show you all the finished ones, all the finished hangers. All right, guys, what do you think of our hangers that we made? I hope you liked them. I hope you liked this small little project. If you want to follow me behind the scenes,
Hi, honey, I'm home. Hi. Please excuse my interruption. We now go back to your regularly scheduled programming.
so if you like today's project, give it a thumbs up and comment down below which version you like, the tissue, the paper, or the fabric hanger. These are going to go in my booth, but you can make them for yourself just to kind of, you know, fancy up your closet if you so desire. Anyway, if you want to see more behind the scenes, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It is Jennifer_Swift_Oak and Iron. Oak and Iron is the booth, antique booth that we own. And these are going to go in with the bow sweaters. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it and you can watch how I make my bow sweaters. So you can have a bow sweater if you so want for yourself. Anywho, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Stay amazing. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
21 degrees and sunny, just the way I always wanted.